'Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and today I want to talk about the year going forward. We just came off of our end of the year lists, and now we're looking into 2025, and I want to talk about hopefully some of my favorites, my upcoming most anticipated films of 2025. It's going to be a pretty chill, relaxed, candid video. Yeah, I've ranked them in loose order, I guess, number 20 to number 1. I'm not really going to put the splash screens up or anything like that, because it doesn't much matter, except for, like, the top 5. After that, it's, like, number 13. I really need to see more than number 14. Not really. So let's just start talking about movies, shall we? We'll start off with Happy Gilmore 2. So, Adam Sandler has always been a pretty big part of my life. Grew up on his movies. They've always been around. Happy Gilmore was one of the best ones. Our comedy sequel is very good. No. Have Adam Sandler movies been very good lately? Some of them are okay. The comedies, the Netflix stuff, there's a millions like, what about this, that, whatever. I don't really care. I know Adam Sandler can make a good movie. I know Adam Sandler can be funny. He's very funny in the stand-up specials, so I'm hopeful that this one is good, like the last one is. Let's find out. Death of a Unicorn, one step above. The trailer sold me on it. It seems pretty A24, but it seems pretty funny, and I just really like the cast. I like Will Poulter a lot. I'm glad to see him in more stuff. Ever since he got bulked out for Guardians 3, I'm glad to see him in more things. And I just think it's going to be a pretty funny movie. It's going to be one of those ones that kind of fly under the radar, I think, for a lot of people. But for me, I hope to see it in theaters. I hope it's playing near me so I can go check it out. It seems like it's going to be pretty good. Novocaine seems like it's going to be a pretty awesome action movie. Jack Quaid is an actor who, since I saw him in The Boys, and then I started seeing him in other things every now and then, I was like, this guy's good. I like Jack Quaid a lot. I want to see him in more stuff. And so he's starring in an action movie, and so of course I'm going to be there. I don't know much else about it. I like to keep these things kind of at an arm's length. I know I'm going to want to see it. I know who's starring in it. That's good enough for me. I don't even know who directs the thing. It may be a director I like. It may be a director who's made good things before. It may be a director who's made bad things before. I don't know. I kind of want to keep it a secret. Of course, going further along before the movie comes out, I might find out. But for now, I like to keep it at arm's length, like I said, and just go in kind of blindly. I think I saw half of the trailer, because YouTube likes to do the half trailer before the trailer thing. But it looks good. It looks fun. I hope it is. Jurassic World Rebirth. So this one I am hesitantly excited for, because every start of a Jurassic trilogy is the best of said trilogy. So if we're doing another trilogy already, then maybe it'll be good again. Then, because Jurassic Park is the best of that trilogy, Jurassic World is the best of that trilogy. Even if you don't really like the Jurassic World movies that much, I think we can all agree that Jurassic World is the best one. So maybe Rebirth is the best. I have no idea what their plan is with this, other than Scarlett Johansson's in it, and it'll probably make $1 billion. And I get to see dinosaurs on the big screen, so I'm sold enough. Until Dawn is a game that came out like 2014, 2015, back on the PS4. Me and my friends really gravitated towards it. Something about like being able to play through a horror movie like really spoke to a lot of us. It's a game I've replayed multiple times. I made multiple friends play through it. I know the story kind of inside and out. So I'm going in very hesitant with this one. I hope it's good, period. I don't know if they're doing the story from the game. I don't know if they're doing a different story. I don't know if they're doing a spin-off. I don't know anything about it. I haven't yet seen a trailer. I don't know if there's a trailer out yet. When there is a trailer, I'm sure I'll learn more. I know Peter Stormare is reprising his role from the game. I don't think any of the rest of the cast is. It'd be pretty cool if they were, because that cast is pretty good. And some of them were just breaking into the scene. Some of them were like more famous before the game. It's an interesting bunch, that cast. So I'd like to see them again. But I don't think they are doing that. That's why I don't know if they're doing the same story from the game, or if they're making a whole new story. I don't know. We'll find out. I hope it's good. You know, video game adaptations are always a crapshoot, so let's find out. Love Hurts. This one, also like Novocaine, is just an action movie. It looks super slick, and it's starring an actor I like. And this time it's Ke Huy Quan, who's, you know, not an up-and-comer like Jack Quaid is. He is a returning favorite from the 80s. And I loved him in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think everyone did. He had one of the best scenes in it. One was an action scene. So let's take that. Let's turn it into a full thing. It's kind of like not like a sleeper agent, like a John Wick, like retired-esque agent, I guess. And so they bring him back out of retirement. Simple concept. Could be a whole heck of a lot of fun, though. Sinners. This is a movie especially some of these I don't know a lot about. Not on purpose. This one I like really am just like, tell me no more. Tell me no more. Because Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan back at it again. Michael B. Jordan's playing two characters, apparently. It's apparently about vampires. Whatever. That director-actor combo is enough. I guess, like, if Ryan Coogler's directing, Michael B. Jordan will be following. But I love Michael B. Jordan. He's one of my favorite actors. It's been a minute since he's been in a movie. Creed 3 was the last movie I saw him in, so I just happy to see him in more stuff. And Ryan Coogler directing a horror movie, maybe. I don't know. I'll be there. Dogman. So here's the thing about Dogman. I didn't like read these as a kid. To me, though, this screams something like a Peanuts movie, a Captain Underpants movie, just lovingly recreated art style on the silver screen. I think that's enough. The trailer is so cute. I don't know if I'll check this one out in theaters, but I absolutely will check it out before the end of the year because it looks just fun and cutesy and one of those kids' movies that just hits, that I can show it to a kid. I can show it to one of my nephews. Let's be a little bit more specific. I don't have any kids of my own. I show it to like my nephews and they would like it, but I also could like it. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. And it just looks cute. And like I said, I've seen the trailer multiple times. It's been playing in front of other movies I go and see. So I'm down to check it out. I'm absolutely, every time I see it, I'm like, I'll be there. I'll check that out. Zootopia 2, I think, comes without saying. Zootopia is one of the best Disney animated movies, especially of the last decade. So them finally doing a sequel a year later after Moana 2, which was, Moana and Zootopia came out the same year. So it's been waiting on those a while. But I hope Zootopia 2 is more better. That's not the way to say that. Is just better. Why am I blanking on every word right now? I'm just going to say more better. Just more better received. I can't think of any other way to say that than Moana 2 was. Because Zootopia, I think, has had a stronger legacy. I personally prefer Moana over Zootopia, but I think that Zootopia has more potential for sequels. So, let's see. Captain America, The Brave New World. It might just be Brave New World. The fourth Captain America movie, this time starring Sam Wilson instead of Steve Rogers. So this is one that like got delayed a few times and apparently has been riddled with reshoots. And honestly, if we hadn't had this MCU break, then I probably would be like, I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I'm hesitant. I'm scared. But having a nice like year off pretty much and only having one very excellent MCU movie last year, I'm more open to just a new Captain America movie. The trailer looks good. It looks fun. I check it out every time it plays in front of a movie, and I'm like, that looks pretty good. So I'm with open arms. I'm ready for it now. So it's not quite the top 10 if you're keeping track, but number 11 is what I have it here on my list. But from here on out, these are the if you want to really break it down, the top 10 movies I'm most excited for next year. Starting with The Running Man. So this is an adaptation of a Stephen King story, which already got adapted in the 80s starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I didn't really like the Arnie version, from what I remember. It was a long time ago since I saw it. I may need to watch it again to actually, because I barely remember anything that happens in that movie. I just remember I didn't really like it. Apparently, it's not a great adaptation of the source material. Apparently, some people like the movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Apparently, it's just not a great, like, it just invents a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm pretty removed from this source. But you give it in the hands of Edgar Wright, who is my favorite director. You put Glenn Powell in it, who's one of my favorite up-and-coming stars. And you have a movie that I will be their opening weekend. Honestly, Edgar Wright directing Paint Dry, I'll go see. Opening weekend, I don't care. I love the guy. I love the work that he does. He's my favorite director for a reason, and I hope that he knocks it out of the park. I'm just excited. Edgar Wright has a new movie coming out. That's excitement enough. Mortal Kombat 2. This is probably higher than it should be. And it's, considering the first Mortal Kombat was just fine. It was pretty good, actually. It was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was good. Kind of liked it. They invented a new character for some, I don't know. But there was no Mortal Kombat tournament. And the action, when it was good, was really good. But it was strangely off balance. And I had a lot of issues with that movie. That was a good number of years ago. We have Karl Urban playing Johnny Cage, which is a weird casting, but maybe weird enough to work. Get some awesome action in there. It could work. Regardless or not, I'm excited for it. Bad Guys 2, this is just a sequel to a movie I just straight up liked. I really liked The Bad Guys. It was a big surprise for me. That on top of DreamWorks just really knocking me out of the park consistently lately. Say that Kung Fu Panda 4 wasn't that great. But most, like, DreamWorks is going to DreamWorks. They're going to be a little inconsistent. When they're hitting, they're hitting. They hit with Bad Guys. I really hope they hit with Bad Guys too, because it was a ton of fun. Just like to see those characters on another caper, maybe. I'm here for it. Thunderbolts, yet another MCU movie coming out. This one, on paper, is just more interesting to me. We're bringing back a whole hodgepodge of characters from different movies. And one of the complaints I've had about the MCU lately is how so many characters feel disjointed and disconnected. They'll show up in a movie, they'll forget about them for a long time. This whole after Endgame phase just doesn't feel that connected. So this movie finally bringing some of them, clicking them back into place, I'm all here for. Some of the characters I'm not a huge fan of on paper, like Ghost. What did Ghost do? She's from one of the worst MCU movies, so maybe that's where my unhappiness comes from. But like Red Guardian, that's awesome. Yelena, I like Yelena. Of course, everyone likes Bucky, so there are things to be excited about already. Plus, MCU movies are just gonna show up because I like MCU movies. It's just who I am. Predator Badlands, directed by the same guy who did Prey, already a huge step up. And this time, instead of the past, we're going into the future. So, what weird stuff is a Predator gonna fight against? I don't know. That's what I want from this franchise. I want to see the Predator in weird locales fighting different characters every time. And we are gonna get that. And that's exactly what I want. It's exactly what I want. I'm so excited. Ballerina, which was on my list last year. How could I not be excited about this? I love John Wick. I love all 4 John Wick movies. A spin-off in that. And maybe we'll see John Wick again. Get to see that world again. That's just simply put, it's going to be awesome. I will say I also had Mickey 17 on my list last year. It's not showing up this time. Not because I'm not excited for it. It's just, I don't know. There's other movies I'm more excited for. And I didn't want to have multiple repeats. But I'm so excited to see Ballerina. So that's why it's here. And Mickey 17 is. I'll still be seeing it. I'm sure I'll really like it. But that's the reason why. Strangely enough, at number 4 on my list, Fantastic Four First Steps. I just want a really good Fantastic Four movie. I didn't exactly grow up. I went back and I revisited the 2005, 2007, right around then, Fantastic Four movies. And I liked them. I thought they were pretty good, especially for the time. I have fond memories of them. That being said, they're not the greatest movies in the world. I have not seen the 90s one. I may before this one comes out, just to see what it's like. And then the 2015 one. At the time, I didn't think it was as bad as people were saying, but like I don't remember much that I like about it. I just want one that everyone's like, that's a great one. They did it. The First Family has a great movie. And I mean, if this movie was coming out 7 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, no shot it's bad. But unfortunately, Marvel being on shakier ground lately, it's like, is it gonna be better? I assume if one movie that MCU does this year is great, it's gonna be this one. But I am just hopeful. And if all 3 of them, because this is the highest one, if all 3 of the MCU movies nail it, then I will be like, alright, MCU's back, and I can be like, okay, it is just okay to be excited for these things. again without having to be like, well, hopefully it's good. We'll see. We'll see in a year's time how I'm feeling, but right now I'm just hopefully excited for this. At number 3, this is extremely high. And for you non-anime fans, I'm sorry. But Demon Slayer, The Infinity Castle Part 1 is so ridiculously hyped up by me. I cannot wait to see this on the big screen. I'm going to love it. Even if it's bad, I'm going to love it. I love seeing anime on the big screen anyway, but I'm that cliffhanger that they dropped us on the last season, I am still reeling over. That was insane. I need to see what happens next on this. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Top 3 are the ones that are like, if you only could watch 3 movies, what would they be? Demon Slayer, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Come on now. Maybe the final Mission Impossible movie starring Tom Cruise. Maybe not. He said maybe not. I'm thinking maybe. Even though he is Tom Cruise, he is getting up there in age. So I'm thinking maybe time to slow down, go do other stuff, work on other projects. Because even though I love these movies, I would love to see Tom Cruise just in other stuff again as well. Go out on a bang. The last one wasn't the greatest one, but Fallout was. So I know it's going to be great. I mean, I say that like Dead Reckoning wasn't great. Dead Reckoning Part 1 called at the time. Now this one's called Final Reckoning. Used to be called Dead Reckoning Part 2. Yada, 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 yada. Naming scheme things, anyways. I think this one's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And of course, if you couldn't tell from my shirt that keeps popping up in the frame every now and again, Superman is by far my number 1 most anticipated movie of the year. Superman is a character that means so much to me. And I have said since seeing The Batman, I hope one day we see a Superman movie that's as good as this. This is our chance. I have all the faith in the world in James Gunn, who the last 4 movies he's made, they were all superhero films. I've loved all of them. To different degrees, but on my scoreboard, 9s out of 10s, 10s out of 10s. Very, very high praise of James Gunn and what he's created. This is the kickoff to the DCU. He understands that more than anybody. This movie has a lot riding on his shoulders. And I have all the faith in the world that he can do it. I'm so excited. I couldn't have picked someone better for it. Let's enjoy the ride. So those are 20 films I'm most excited to see this year. Of course, I doubt these will be my 20 favorite films of the year. They might be. That would be insane if I just nailed it. But I'm sure some of them may be on my best of the year list. I'm sure some of the best of the year list I've not even heard about yet. That's the fun thing about movies, is they don't get announced sometimes until I don't hear about them for a long time, and then they'll show up in a film festival, and then people are buzzing about them for months, and it's one of the best of the year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for now, if I had to pick 20, those are the 20. So let me know any other movies you're excited to see this year. Wicked, that didn't make it. Mickey 17, like I said, there's this stuff. But yeah, movies are awesome. It's gonna be a great year for movies. I already know it. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.